welcome back. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. And today we're going to be going over my November favorites. And the way I do this is I like to do what I call a repurchase review. So I go through every item that I purchased during the month, and I give you an update as to whether I would repurchase it if I had to do it over again, or if I would pass on that. So we'll go through that, and then I will also include a list of my favorite products that I've been reaching for this month, whether they were included in this list or whether they are from a previous purchase. So let's go ahead and get started. And we're gonna start off with the Viseart Petit Four collection. So these are the 4 new quads that were released, and I have a very thorough, dedicated review on all 4 of these. I love these. These were actually gifted to me by Anastasia Sparrow, Viseart Paris, and Camera Ready Cosmetics. So I truly appreciate that. And I love all 4 of them, but my favorite is definitely the Lila's palette. So this one, it's gorgeous. So I'm gonna swatch these 4, but I would repurchase all 4 of these, or rather purchase them. And this one though, in particular, is my favorite. So you can see you've got these nice soft colors here. This one I didn't really get much off my finger, but it's kind of like, it's like a taupey gray shade with a hint of a dusky lilac in this one. This here is Argente, which is kind of like a bronzy pewter shade, but you can see you've got a lot of brown undertone in there. So that kind of warms it up. And then this second shade here is Lila's, if I remember correctly. And Lila's, you can see it's gonna be a soft, it's kind of more of a dusty rose. And then Fondant is this first shade here, and you can see that it can be very, very shimmery, very metallic, but you can soften that out. I think this is a great way to cool down a shadow, and it kind of looks pretty silver, but it's actually like a silver purple shade. So there's definitely like lavender in there, kind of more of a pinky purple versus a blue purple. So I'm not gonna go ahead and open all 4 of them, but I did want to show you that you want to keep these plastic trays on them, and they're not a perfect square. So if it doesn't go on the right way at first, just turn it. There is no mirror in these. These are a great way to travel. I definitely recommend keeping your box for these as well. And it does have the names on the box, and it's just like so handy to carry around with you. So I really, really love these. I love all 4 of them, but Lila's is definitely my favorite. Next up, we have Byrado eyeshadow palettes. And this is what I have on my eyes today. I used the corporate palette, and I have to say I really like both of the ones that I picked up. I picked up corporate, which is this one, the more neutral one. And again, I have this on my eyes right now. I have the matte red push pin shade in the crease, and that's blended out a little bit with the white letterhead. And then I have Eraser on my lid applied with my finger. And then as a liner, I use the green Manila shade. And I really like these. They last really well. The formula is great. I picked up 2 of them. This one is awesome, but my favorite is the Sciomancer. And the formula on these 4 shades is just, it's different. It's different than the ones in corporate. It's just a little bit more of a firmer metallic. It's got this beautiful sheen to it. You can see that they almost look wet after you use them. They're incredible. And the lasting power on these is fantastic. Don't care for the glitter, but the rest of them I absolutely love. And I love these so much, I ordered the 3rd palette as well, Siren. So that hasn't arrived yet, but I will definitely be playing with that when that arrives. And I love them. I can't speak highly enough about those. I would definitely pick up both of them, but if you had to pick just one, I'd go with Sciomancer because I think the formula on that is more unique, whereas the corporate it's just more similar to other things that are already out there, and it's just not as unique as Sciomancer. Next up, we have some items from Victoria Beckham. So I picked up the 2 new lid lusters, and they come with a tortoise shell lid, and then there is a little piece of plastic. You want to keep this fresh as long as possible. So we have Tea Rose here, which is gorgeous. You can see that these kind of look like a firmly pressed glitter, but they are a cream shadow. Sorry, I have some lipstick swatches that won't really come off very well. I've tried a lot of remover already, but this is Tea Rose. And you can see that it is going to be this beautiful, kind of like this burnished gold shade with a hint of rose in it. This one here is Honey, and this is going to be more of a soft gold. Again, these are very creamy. Now, these are going to be a little bit, you can see just looking at the topper that they are going to have some fallout. You get a little bit of, you know, like little chunks from fallout depending on how you apply it. It's not a big deal to me. I think the shadows are so gorgeous that it's worth it. As a matter of fact, I ended up ordering the other ones just now during the Black Friday sales. This is the first one I tried, called Mink. And out of these three that I have so far, this one's my favorite. You can see that you can blend that out and get more of like a warm brown. But when you pile it on, you get actually more of a cooler tone brown. Like you see a little bit of like a silver gray pewter look on top there. So I think that's really cool to have this like cool versus warm look. And it makes a really sophisticated looking one and done shadow for that reason, because you can kind of blend out the edges and you get that warmth and the coolness, and it makes it look like you're wearing two different shades. So I think that is a fantastic one. And as I mentioned, I would definitely repurchase all three of these, but out of these three, the Mink shade is my favorite. When I picked up the two latest, I also grabbed the Satin Kajal eyeliner in Cocoa, which so many people love. I'd heard so many great things. You have a sponge tip applicator on one side, and then you have the pencil here on the other side. And I really like this. I can see why it's so popular. They're incredibly soft. It stayed really well on me. I've worn this a few times now with no issues. It's something really easy to, get into spaces with. It is a soft pencil, so you're not going to get like the thinnest line with it. It's not going to come to like a super fine point like a more firm product would. But I absolutely love this. It's great for a smoky eye. And yeah, so I would definitely pick up this again. And yeah, I just hope they end up adding more colors. So very nice product. Next up, we have the SUQQU Holiday Collection. And this stunning eyeshadow palette is a definite repurchase for me. This is limited edition for the holidays. You've got 3 different finishes in here. I love the color story. I love the way these perform. This is made in Italy, whereas SUQQU's other eyeshadows are made in Japan. So it is a little bit more pigmented. The formula is different than their others. I think it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. It's a definite repurchase. Also part of the holiday line, we have the blushes in 123 and 122. And I like these. However, I would not repurchase 123. The color's just not great for me, so I wouldn't repurchase it for that reason. I think the formula is very nice on these. I like having the blush and the highlight together because these do pair very nicely. I personally like to mix all 4 colors together a lot. I would repurchase this one in 122. I think it's really nice. However, if you miss it, I do think they have plenty of wonderful blushes in their regular line as well, or one of the cheek palettes. So I would repurchase it, but it's definitely not, oh my gosh, I'm so sad that I missed that type product. SUQQU also released 2 of the Vibrant Rich lipsticks as part of this collection. And this one here is number 111. And you can see it's a warm tone red. I think it's a very nice shade. It's kind of a rusty red. I think it would look better on warmer tones than cooler tones. And then this other shade here is 110. This one is just a little bit too yellow based for me. So with both of these, I actually would not repurchase either of these. I think the red one's very nice and I like it. I'll definitely wear it, but I have other reds that I like more, so it's not a repurchase. And the beige shade, the 110, it's just really, it's not great on me, so I would definitely pick something else, something with a little bit more like pink or coolness to it would work better for me. Now, Selfridges had two lip products that were exclusive to them for the holiday collection. These are both number 101, but we have the Fog formula and the Glow formula in their liquid lipsticks. And I really like both of these. I expected them to be the same shade, just different formulas, but they are not. And yeah, these I would repurchase. I really, really like them. So this is the Fog and this is the Glow. And again, they're both shade 101. They're limited edition, exclusive to Selfridges, and I haven't seen them back. So I'm not sure if you could still pick them up or not, but I do really like those. Next, we have the Jones Road makeup line. This is the new line from Bobbi Brown, and I picked up this Miracle Balm in Dusty Rose. And, you know, I'm still a little mixed on some of my feelings on this line. So I actually picked up some more items to test some things out. She released some new items, so I ordered those. And I have received those just on Black Friday. So I haven't had a chance to go through them yet. But I like the products that I have picked up. I'm just still kind of undecided as to how much I like them. So I hope that makes sense. So they're definitely alike. And I would definitely repurchase certain things. So I actually did purchase another Miracle Balm. I wanted to try another shade, and I'm still kind of like not sure about the Miracle Balm. Like, I like it, and actually I have found that I kind of like the herbal scent to it. It smells a little gingery, and it actually does help when my skin's not in great condition. So it does have, you know, some extra benefits. But I'm still not really sure how I prefer to use it. I've used it a few different methods and I like it. So it's definitely a like. It's a repurchase because obviously I did purchase another one. I purchased the starter set, and that includes one of the eye pencils, currently the only one out. I don't think you can even buy it individually yet, but it's in black. And I think it's a really nice basic eye pencil. It's a traditional eye pencil. It's a little bit firmer. It's really easy to use though. There's like no tugging or anything, and it lasted really well. So I definitely like this one. And I also got a clear version, the clear version of the Cool Gloss. So it's the shade Original. I wouldn't purchase the clear one again, but I would purchase one in another color or two to try. This is not only a lip gloss, but it can also be used for like blush and so forth. So I would try another one in a color and use it on my cheeks and so forth as well to see how I like it. But, you know, it has a thin texture, kind of, you know, kind of like Vaseline. So, you know, and it has peppermint. So it is supposed to have a plumping effect. I didn't really notice any visual plumping, but I could feel my lips tingling. So I think it's a nice product. It's always good to have a clear lip gloss around, but it's just not one that I would particularly rush to get out in clear. So I'll try that in another shade. I also have some eyeshadows. So this is called the Best Eyeshadow in dark brown. And I actually really like this. So you've got a little mirror here in the lid, and it's a really nice deep matte brown. It's like one of those ones that's almost like the brown black shade. You can see you've got some blackish gray undertones in there. It works really well to kind of smoke something out or to deepen a color, you know, if you use it as a base. So I think it's a really nice versatile shade. I would definitely pick that one up again. And I also have one of the cream shadows in just a sec. And this is the shade Golden Peach. And let's put this one here. I like these. I'm curious. Like, I think the formula is very nice. I think this one pairs really well with the brown, but I am curious about the other shades. So I did order some, and that should be in my package. So we'll see how I like those. But, you know, this can be very sheer, and I want to see if some of the other colors can be built up a bit more or not. This one is best kind of as more of a, not necessarily just a topper, but for a lighter wash of color. Pairing this over the brown eyeshadow, you know, they look beautiful together, and you get this beautiful effect, which you would not get the same effect if this were not sheer. So I'm just curious what the other ones are like. So I did pick those up, but these items are repurchases for me. I would definitely pick these up again. I like the shades that I have. Next up, we have the Sisley lipstick, and this is the new shade 15, Beige Manhattan. I think it's a gorgeous lipstick. I would pick this up again, and I did pick up another one of the new ones. I haven't opened it yet, but I think it's gorgeous, and I love this particular shade. It's one of those beigey nudes, but there is a touch of pink in it, which makes it work really well for me, and I just think it's a gorgeous color. And next up, we have the Tom Ford Baby between Nude Dip and Honeymoon, and this is Mercurial. I love this palette. I actually like it better than using Nude Dip and Honeymoon and mixing them together. You're still gonna get a very similar look, but this one is slightly cooler toned than either Nude Dip or Honeymoon. So the shades I just prefer a little bit more over the others. And I just think it is gorgeous. So this, burgundy shade here in general, look at that. Oh, see, I went over the Just a Sec eyeshadow, but you can see here at the top how pretty that is. It's a gorgeous shade. So the Tom Ford Mercurial palette is limited edition. I would definitely pick that up again. If you already have Nude Dip and Honeymoon, you may want to pass on that because they are very similar. But for me, having something slightly cooler tone, this is something I'm going to reach for more. So I really like this, and it's got that wet dry formula that I love. So for me, it's a definite repurchase. And last on my list this month, we have the Chantecaille Matte Stilos, and there are 4 of these. I must have one down at my desk, but they are a pencil here, and it is one, that you can twist up. So, you don't have to worry about sharpening it. And I think these are really nice. When I think of matte products, I usually think of longevity, and I don't find these to be long lasting. And they're not a flat matte. It's more of a satin matte finish on your lips. Leaning more matte than satin, but it's not gonna have like that powdery finish. You can feel a little bit of that on your lips, but nothing really significant. This red one here is the shade Lobelia, and they call it an orange red, but to me, it really has more like a vibrant neon pink undertone, kind of like a bright, neon watermelon shade. This lighter shade here, this one is Snapdragon. And then I also have Aster here, which is this more medium tone pink. So these 2 here are my favorite, Aster and Lobelia. And then Meadow Sweet is the nude beige shade, and I think that one's nice as well. So I think all of them are good. I would pick up all of these again because they're just something really easy to wear and so forth. They are not my favorite lip product, but I think they're just really nice to have something easy to throw in your purse or carry around with you, leave somewhere where you don't have a mirror. They're easy to apply, they're comfortable on the lips. Just remember that I don't find them to be that long lasting. So I think they're a very nice lip product though, and I would repurchase them. So that's it for my purchase products in November. Now let's take a look at some other things I've been reaching for. Now foundation wise, I've been reaching for all of the ones I had in my foundation roundup video, and I've been wearing them all pretty regularly, but the 2 that I've reached for the most would be the Kojendo Moisture Foundation, which it's my favorite. I have shade 012 in that, and I've also been wearing the Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow Foundation quite a bit, and those are probably my most reached for foundations. For concealer, I'm still reaching for the Chantecaille Le Camouflage Stilo in shade 1. I just think this is a fantastic color. When I want a little bit more coverage from it, I just put it on, dab it under my eyes and let it sit for a minute. I put on my eye primer during that time, and then I go in and finish it off, and I get a little bit more coverage from it, which as the months are getting cooler and so forth, I find that to be very helpful. For brows, I've still been using the Gucci eyebrow pencil. This is shade 3, Châtain, and I follow that up with the Surratt brow pomade, and this is just a clear pomade with kind of like a toothbrush style brush. It looks white going on, but it does dry clear, and the 2 of these together I think work great. For primers, for my face, I'm still using the Surratt Perfectioniste primer. This is fantastic over sunscreen. So if your sunscreen makes your skin really kind of dewy, a little tacky or sticky, and you don't like that feeling, this primer gets rid of it. It just gives you more of that like velvety finish to your skin, and it's a really nice canvas to put foundation on top of. And then for the eyes, I've been using the NARS eye primer most of the month. This is the smudge proof eyeshadow base in the original white shade. And I've been liking this a little bit more than the Hourglass recently. So I find that it does help a little bit more with longevity than the Hourglass does. Both of them have a really nice, more emollient feeling on the lids. And yeah, so I like both of them, but this is the one that I am preferring right now. I forgot to mention this during my Jones Road purchases, but the Jones Road mascara, I've really been liking this. It's kind of weird. Like, it's got this like clumpy formula. Like when you pull out the brush, you can see how clumpy that is. So I have to like kind of push this in and wipe it off a little bit better. You can see how messy that is. So I don't like that, but I love the way it looks on my eyes. So I'm still on the fence as to whether this is a repurchase or not, but I really do like the way it looks. So it's a probable repurchase. This is one I've been reaching for a lot. And then I've also been reaching for the Surratt Noir Lash Tint a lot. And I did actually order another tube of this from the Black Friday sales. I've been using lip liner quite a bit, and the ones I've been reaching for are the Pat McGrath Half Naked. And this is one of the new shades she came out with. I love this one. It's like my perfect lip liner. Before that, I was using Done Undone by her a lot. I still really like that one, but I've been using this one even more. And then I also reach for the Chanel Nude Brun in 162 quite a bit. So these are the two I've been using the most recently. And then when I'm looking for, like when I'm wearing a red, I usually reach for the Chanel 188 Brun Carmen. And this one is more of a like burgundy-ish shade. So it's that right there. And I just love the effect that it has under a brighter red lipstick. So I've been using those three quite a bit. For blush, I haven't had one particular favorite. I've been using a lot of blushes, either the Burberry palettes, the SUQQU blush palettes, my SUQQU single in 04, or I've also been reaching for a lot of the Chanel blushes. So for example, today I have on the Alezane blush from Chanel, and I've been wearing that one a lot, as well as Rose Acron, which is probably my most used Chanel blush in general. So I've been using all of those quite a bit, and I've also been using blushes from the Dior Holiday blush and the SUQQU Holiday blush as well. So, you know, no particular one to claim there. For highlight, I've been using either the Guerlain Meteorites Pearl Dust palette or the Pat McGrath highlight in Champagne Gold. So this one or this one. And these are favorites. So I've been using these quite a bit, but I have again been reaching for other highlights, such as some of the ones in the palettes that I mentioned, or the Clé de Peau holiday highlight as well. For face powder, now for setting my foundation, I have been going with either the Sisley Phyto Poudre Compact in number 1, Rosy. You can see I've used this quite a bit since I got this. I like to use this with a big fluffy brush so I don't get up too much powder. If my skin's feeling a little bit on the drier side that day though, I've been reaching for the Kojendo Moisture Brightening Powder. So I've been using these two quite a bit. And then for finishing powder, I've been using either the Chantecaille Éclat Dew face powder, which is one of my favorites. This gives you a sophisticated, kind of more velvety finish to your skin. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you can't beat this package. I mean, like, look at that. Look at the 3D gold flakes in there. It's stunning. So I've been reaching for those three a lot, as well as the Guerlain Meteorites. And I've been using the Golden Bee a ton since, you know, it's starting to get more into the holiday season, but I have been reaching for the holiday ones from last year, which are in this container. These are called Golden Land. They're a little bit redder, so they'll give my skin a little bit of a rosy tint, or just the regular ones in light. So any of them I've been using quite a bit. Now for lipsticks, if you've watched my channel regularly, you know that I love lipsticks and I change them pretty frequently throughout the day. So, you know, I've been kind of switching things up a lot. For reds, I've been reaching for this one a lot, which is the Chanel Liquid Lipstick. This is the Rouge Allure Ink Fusion in Idyllique. I've also been wearing the Holiday Red from Chanel a lot, which is Rouge d'Or, number 127. That one has a little bit of sparkle in there. And then I can't get enough of the SUQQU Liquid Fog lipsticks. Been wearing the Glow one a lot from the holiday collection as well. But these two here are from the pre-holiday collection, number 103 and 102 from the Fog set. And I love these. I've also been wearing the other Fog ones I have, particularly 02, which is a red, and the Glow in 02, which is also a red. So I've been wearing those quite a bit. I've been wearing all of my Chanel holiday lipsticks actually a lot this month. So those have definitely been some of my favorites. And then I've also been, when I'm looking for something more neutral, I've been reaching for the Chantecaille Lip Chic in Honeysuckle quite a bit. So those are pretty much the ones I wear the most. And then sometimes I want a glitter topper. I've been reaching for either the Tom Ford Balm Frost if I want something subtle, or if I want something really sparkly, I go with the Guerlain Top Coat in 001. And I actually have that down on my desk because I was wearing that one yesterday. And that one gives like so much gorgeous golden sparkle to your lips. It's stunning. It's a great way when your red lipsticks start to die down to rub one of those toppers over it and revive it. And particularly the Guerlain, getting that gold sparkle in there, it just gives such a festive look. So I've been wearing those a lot. And as always, my Sisley glosses, because the Sisley Lafido gloss is fantastic. Still my favorite formula. And number 7 in Venus is my most worn shade. I think I have covered everything now. So those are my thoughts on the products that I purchased during the month of November, things I did videos on, and then those are also my current favorites for this month as well. And I am definitely excited to see what the holiday brings, and I'm really looking forward to playing more with these holiday collections and actually heading back and taking a look at some of the other collections, maybe some holiday collections from last year, such as the Chanel holiday from last year or the Guerlain holiday from last year. I'm also really interested in looking at some of the earlier items from this year, such as the spring and fall collections and so forth as well. So if you have any requests on things you'd like to see, let me know. I'm thinking of doing some more like get ready with me type videos and so forth this month in December to, kind of play around with some of these things. So if you have any requests for combinations or comparisons, let me know. And I hope to see you next time. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. So have a great day and stay safe and healthy. And again, as always, please leave any comments on your favorites down below. See you soon.